If you open the official Scrum guide, you will notice something surprising. The title Business Analyst is never explicitly mentioned. Yet, almost every major IT organization hires business analysts specifically to power their Agile Scrum teams. Why? Because without a business analyst acting as the communication bridge, product owners get overwhelmed by details, and developers waste weeks building the wrong features. Welcome to Lesson 12 of our complete Business Analyst Masterclass on Career Growth Lab. In this lesson, you will discover exactly what a non-IT business analyst does inside an Agile Scrum sprint, without writing a single line of code. Right now, pause for 3 seconds and head over to BA Careers to download your free Agile BA process flowcharts. And before we move to the next slide, I want to hear from you. What field or industry are you transitioning from? Are you in banking, sales, customer support, or operations? Drop your background in the comments right now. I respond to every single student. Now, let's look at the real-world analogy that makes the BA's Agile role crystal clear. Think of a business analyst in Scrum as an expert foreign language interpreter at an international summit. On one side, you have the business stakeholders and product owner. They speak business language. They talk about customer experience, revenue, market trends, and high levels. On the other side, you have the software developers and QA testers. They speak technical language. They talk about database schemas, API response times, and system architecture. If you put these two groups in a room without a BA, misunderstanding is guaranteed. The business side says, we need a simple login screen, and the technical side builds a system that doesn't meet regulatory security standards. This is where you step in as the Agile BA. You take high-level business desires, break them down, identify missing edge cases, and write unambiguous user stories that developers can build instantly. Here is a quick resume tip you can use right now. If you come from customer service or operations, reframe your experience by stating that you translated frontline operational feedback into actionable process improvements. So, how does this translation process work during an active software development sprint? Let's walk through our continuous banking app project. Let's stick with our continuous real-world project, adding an instant $10,000 wire transfer feature to a mobile banking application. Here is how a business analyst operates step by step across a 2-week Agile sprint. In step 1, backlog refinement, the product owner says, we need users to send up to $10,000 instantly. The BA takes this goal and starts asking deep analytical questions. In step 2, requirement analysis, you write the detailed functional specifications. You map out what happens if the user's account balance is insufficient, what error message appears if the bank server times out, and why a 2-factor OTP SMS is required for transfers over $1,000. In step 3, sprint planning, you present these user stories to the developers. Because your documentation in Confluence is crystal clear, developers can accurately estimate how many hours the code will take. In step 4, sprint execution, while developers code, you act as their go-to resource. When a developer asks, should the OTP expire in 30 seconds or 60 seconds? You check business compliance guidelines and give them an immediate answer. Notice how active the BA is, but beware, if a BA misses one crucial step during analysis, the entire sprint can derail. Let's look at the single biggest pitfall to avoid. The absolute single biggest mistake new business analysts make in Agile is focusing only on the happy path, which means assuming everything goes perfectly when the user clicks a button. Look at the left side of the slide. If you simply write in Jira, allow users to transfer up to $10,000 instantly, a developer will build code for a perfect internet connection. But what happens when a customer initiates a $10,000 transfer while driving through a tunnel and loses cellular data midway through? Without explicit BA requirements, the money might leave the account without reaching the recipient. Now look at the right side. A skilled business analyst maps out edge cases, the abnormal or error conditions. You specify if network connectivity breaks mid-transaction, place funds in temporary hold, auto-revert within 60 seconds, and push a notification to the user. In job interviews, hiring managers love asking, how do you handle scope creep and edge cases? Your answer should be, I map out visual process flows and edge case scenario matrices during backlog refinement before development begins. To see how this plays out in real time, Let's eavesdrop on an actual conversation between a business analyst and an IT developer. Let's step inside a real sprint planning session for our banking application. The lead developer looks at the requirements and pushes back. Developer, this instant transfer feature requires real-time fraud validation against 3 separate legacy database servers. There is no way we can write, test, and deploy all 3 integrations within a 14-day sprint. In many companies, this is where projects grind to a halt. But look at how a proactive business analyst handles this. Business analyst you, that makes complete sense. Let's practice agile story splitting. For this upcoming sprint, let's implement a temporary $1,000 cap using our existing single database so we can deliver working software on time. Then in sprint 2, we will add the full legacy API integrations for higher limits. By splitting the requirement into smaller, manageable chunks, you saved the sprint, delivered immediate business value, and earned the deep respect of your engineering team. To manage these requirements effectively, you need to know which software tools BAs use every day. Let's review the essential Agile BA toolkit. Students often ask me, do I need to learn complex technical tools to become a business analyst? The short answer is no. You only need to master standard collaboration and documentation software. Here are the 4 tools you should focus on. First, Jira. Jira is where user stories live. As a BA, you will create story tickets, attach acceptance criteria, and link them to sprint boards. Second, Confluence. Think of Confluence as a digital library where you write functional documentation, store business logic, and maintain product knowledge bases. Third, Lucidchart or Microsoft Visio. These tools allow you to draw visual swim lane diagrams and process flowcharts, making complex banking logic easy for anyone to digest. Fourth, the MOSCOW prioritization framework. When stakeholders demand 50 different features at once, you use MOSCOW to group features into must-haves, should-haves, could-haves, and won't-haves. Now, how do you translate these tools and skills onto your resume if you have no direct IT experience? Let's fix your resume right now. If you come from operations, sales, banking, or administration, the biggest mistake you can make is listing generic administrative duties on your resume. Stop writing bullets like gathered feedback from customers and created weekly Excel reports. That sounds like passive clerical work. Instead, reframe your real-world experience using standard Agile business analysis language. Write, facilitated requirement gathering sessions with cross-functional stakeholders, translating operational needs into detailed Jira user stories, and MOSCOW prioritized backlogs. When an interviewer asks, what is your understanding of the BA role in Scrum? Hit them with this exact phrase. My primary role as a BA in Scrum is to bridge the gap between business objectives and technical execution, ensuring developers always build high-value, edge case-tested features. Let's quickly review our summary checklist for today's lesson. Here is your summary checklist from today's lesson. The BA is the Agile bridge. You translate business strategy into technical user stories. Edge cases matter. Always analyze error conditions and failure paths. Don't just document the happy path. Master the functional tools. Focus your learning on Jira, Confluence, Visio, and MOSCOW prioritization. Practice story splitting. When features are too large, split them into smaller, deliverable sprint increments. Reframe your non-IT background. Align your past operational experience with Agile requirement management language. Master these core principles and you will stand out as a top-tier BA candidate. Thank you so much for watching Lesson 12. If this video gave you clarity on the business analyst role in Agile, please hit that like button and subscribe to Career Growth Lab. Don't forget to visit bakaries.in to grab your free downloadable Agile BA process guides, templates, and career roadmaps. In our next masterclass, Lesson 13, we are getting hands-on how to write bulletproof user stories and acceptance criteria with real industry examples. Keep learning, keep growing, and I will see you in Lesson 13.